Welcome to Spotlight on Frazee. I'm your host, Hank Ludke, and once again we're here with Gordon Sanders,
Hi.
one of our premier businessmen in Frazee, former politician, World War II veteran. And in our segments previous to this, we've talked about Gordon growing up in Colorado and Minnesota, going off to war in the Navy, and now after World War II, Gordon, you come back to Frazee.
Yep.
And I suppose you're pretty happy to get back to Minnesota.
Oh, I like Minnesota.
And when you got back, how did you get started again?
Oh, that was kind of a long story, too.
Did you go into the fuel business then at that time?
No, well, kind of. But I got off the ship and stuff. I was in California.
Okay.
And I got it, worked with a fellow had a wrecking shop. That's when the war was over and stuff.
Yeah.
How I got home.
Uh-huh.
Well, then he had a little old pickup, and I had a motorcycle. So what are you going to do? Well, I said, I'm going to buy the pickup. So I was working for him, so he sold me the pickup, and we fixed up. And the guys were good down there, and they welded a bracket on the back, and I took the front wheel off and fastened it on the bumper. So I was towing the motorcycle and driving the pickup, coming home, and I picked up a buddy of mine on the way. So it was two of us, so I didn't have to do it alone. But it took us a couple of days before we got back to Lincoln, Nebraska, where my sister-in-law lived and my wife was there. And that's where I landed coming back.
Okay. Now, and then from Lincoln you came back up to Frazee then, or were you there for a while?
No, I was there. I worked for Shell, Skelly. Worked for Skelly, driving a gas truck down there, too. So I was in the oil business, regardless of whether I was home or down in Lincoln.
Or in the Navy, too.
Or in the Navy.
Oil business, too.
Hauling oil all directions. Yeah, that's true. There was a couple of years there, and then I got in, and we got busy, and I sold a motorcycle, and then the baby was born. And that's when I had to get rid of my motorcycle.
Yeah.
So I haven't had one since. And I love motorcycles.
Yeah. What kind did you have?
Harley.
Yeah.
I had a little Indian before that.
Yeah.
They shipped that out to me out there, and I traded it for this Harley.
Yeah.
Bigger.
Yeah.
That's right. Oh, that was quite a deal.
Was that a knucklehead then, or panhead, or flathead?
Oh,
Do you remember? That's okay. Yeah. And but then so you sold your motorcycle when the baby came along, and then
couldn't ride three on the motorcycle. So
no.
Well, I said you get rid of the motorcycle.
Yeah.
So I did. And then we took the little pickup and drove to Frazee.
Yeah. And you still had relatives around here.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, we still owned a station or had equipment and stuff was there. So that's when I went back in business again.
Right downtown here.
Yeah, right downtown.
Yeah. And then you
didn't have much money. I had $65.
$65.
When I started.
Pretty hard to start a business on $65 nowadays, isn't it?
Yeah, it wouldn't hard to buy your lunch. Yeah, that's for sure.
And so you hauled oil to people, and
well, I had my first little pickup that I had. I got a 200-gallon tank. I don't remember where it was. The back end was 200-gallon. And I was hauling oil out of Perm, where the Perm bulk plant was. That's what we had. Our bulk plant was in Perm. And that, and then we bucketed it all, There was nothing automatic them days.
No pumps.
No, no pumps is right. But it was, we used to bucket it off the back in the 5-gallon buckets. Then there was a marker on the back end that we'd move
When you
carry it upstairs, and always in somebody's garage upstairs or in the hay loft or someplace, keeping their gas. And that's where I started. But,
with the bulk business, then?
with the bulk business,
Yeah.
That was tough going. But we made it.
Mm-hmm.
But the kids come too.
Yeah. Yeah. Judy and then Gary.
Judy and Gary and Jan
Yeah. Roger.
and Roger and
Jim.
Jim.
Yeah, Jim was, he came in the late 50s, wasn't he?
Yeah, that's when I built my house.
Yeah.
Frazee.
Was that 58? 57?
50-something, I don't remember.
I remember when you moved, you know. Yeah. You know, because I remember when you moved from in town here out there, and that was quite the move.
It was. Yeah, and
Yeah.
up on the hill.
Yeah.
What I call up on the hill.
Yeah. And then you got back into mutton again, too, out there.
Yeah.
You got your lambs, your sheep back.
Yeah. Kids, I got the sheep for the 4-H and stuff.
Yeah.
That was quite a deal.
Now, the 50s had to be a pretty good time, though, you know, for business.
Yeah. And, I don't know. The business just came.
Yeah.
Kind of a. And how many stations did we have at that time?
I don't know, about maybe 8 or 9 in town, I would think.
Yeah.
Because there was ours, George's, Losh's, and the one at Red and White Cabins, Jake's, you, Reavers,
And Anderson.
and Anderson. So that's 8. And Daggett's little station, 9.
It was a 9. And 9 stations in Frazee at that time.
And now we got 1.
Yeah. You get no service. You don't have to wash windshields or fix tires or nothing else.
No, I remember that when I was a kid. You know, you washed the windshield, you checked the oil, you cleaned the headlights.
Yeah. You know what I got fixing the tire at that time?
No.
50 cents.
50 cents.
50 cents. Them old clincher rims.
Yeah.
Them are hard.
Yeah, you had to watch those things.
Yeah.
Dick Reaver got ate by one of those.
Yeah.
Boy.
That was something. Yeah, 50 cents. Just patch a tube was 25, 35, depends on how big a hole was on the tube.
Well, Gordon, we're winding up our segment here again, and in the future we'll be doing more with Gordon here after he gets back from 3 weeks in Mesa, out visiting, taking care of his kids.
Yeah.
But I appreciate you being on the program, Gordon.
Thank you. I was glad to help.
Yeah, and when we get back next time, we'll start talking about the 60s and 70s and Gordon becoming a county commissioner and how business changed and the climate's changed in the country. So we'll catch you next week on Spotlight on Frazee.